From the utopian Hollywood Riviera, high above the beautiful South Bay of Los Angeles, California, this is Creative Genius. I'm your host, Joe Galliani, known around the world as Mr. Joe. Joe takes on the news, and Joestradamus, the man who knows. I am the creator of Mattel Street Sharks, and I am the godfather of the largest renewable energy provider in the United States. These days, I write the Creative Genius Substack. Here's my latest. Joestradamus FORESEES. The United States already lost this war. Even as Trump loses public support, he will never give a shit or stop believing he has Putin power, says noted seer. It only takes my most minor of psychic abilities to see the immediate future of the latest United States age of stupid war, fought in the wrong place at the wrong time with no winning exit strategy. It has only the potential future that Russia itself has faced in the Ukraine. Joestradamus only sees economy-wrecking, nation-weakening, enemy-producing, budget-busting outcomes, remarkably similar not only to Russia's fate, but also exactly like the plans the oil industry has to destroy our livable climate for profit. What do they all have in common? They are all more than willing to go down with the ship without regard to reality. That is exactly the path Trump takes in the next 12 months, says Joestradamus. Joestradamus long ago predicted that the U.S. should have backed Ukraine's defense against Russia at the level we are now arming Israel and attacking Iran, instead of backing Putin and Russia like a lapdog. Joestradamus knows that we wouldn't have lost this latest Trump-Epstein war, and Russia wouldn't be in any position to help Iran like they're now doing if we had aligned with the Ukraine from the start as he suggested. And our NATO alliance would be strong and protected instead of fucked and under threat as it is today, just as he predicted. With the U.S. economy already fucked by tariffs and Doge, Joestradamus says the Trump recession already began before the war did. Now, with a burn rate of $1 billion a day, by June 1st, there will be no denying it. Trump will blame it on Biden. While AI picks bombing sites at the speed of light and decides a school filled with children is a day one target, here in the United States, brutal mass secret police invade our cities, roam our streets, kill innocent citizens, brutalize many others, and put tens of thousands in concentration camps with no legal rights given to the prisoner. Joestradamus sees this getting worse as Trump gets more and more desperate in his attempts to cling to power. Trump will lash out and make Americans' lack of war support the reason we lost. He will try to get revenge and retribution against all the traitors, but it will be too late for that. And because life moves pretty fast these days, Trump's days in power are nigh. Since he's planning on staying in office as long as Putin, Trump won't see it coming. He's not worried about elections like the midterms he's already working to rig and steal. He's already auto-signed pardons for himself and anyone else just in case. Joestradamus sees the vicious backlash against Trump and MAGA coming, like a tsunami powered by all the other Trump losses people are suffering. There are not enough Trump supporters to stop it. Not after millions have lost their health insurance, while millions more have seen their medical costs skyrocketing, at the same time as we have seen the sudden obliteration of science, health, education, and history programs that lead to the best medical outcomes. Millions more have seen their safety net programs erased or decimated and now suffer the consequences. They will suffer more as the result of losing this war. As Joestradamus has been correctly predicting for almost 2 decades now, man-made global warming has changed our livable climate into a dangerous, chaotic one. We were already headed to hell and high water, and our best climate years are behind us. Sorry, not sorry if that's news to you, says Joestradamus. Joestradamus says that Trump and company's rapid-fire destruction of our environment and his acceleration of climate change with the elimination of rules and regulations protecting us follows the same certain losing strategy that lost the Trump-Epstein war and will become a bitter pill to swallow. cutting mileage and pollution rules for gas cars, and working to end the use of electric cars, solar, and batteries will look like shooting yourself in the face with a shotgun as the price of oil rises and it becomes less available with the closing of the Strait of Hormuz coming soon. Especially compared to Joestradamus and other seers who could see the future years before they arrived and advocated for putting solar on roofs, EVs in garages with car chargers, and batteries to store solar on site. Then put their money where their predictions were and started following their own advice a decade or more ago. Joestradamus sees a day of great awakening coming, when the connection between the oil industry's domestic terrorism and the wars in Iran, Venezuela, and moves against Mexico, Canada, and Greenland, and on behalf of Russia, become too obvious to deny or ignore, and too infuriating not to take action about. When the worm turns, it can get ugly, reminds Joestradamus, and the worm turns rapidly in our social media-driven viral world. But Joestradamus is sorry to tell you that things will get worse before the worm makes its move towards righteousness, especially after Trump sends ground troops into Iran. Oh, yes. Today, Joestradamus says the destruction of our alliances and world relationships already underway will get much worse, as will global tensions after that upcoming move. And so too will freedom and liberty, quality of life, and safety in the United States, even after the departure of Trump. The worst-case scenario cabinet he will leave behind for J.D. Vance to preside over will see to that. But they are not Trump, and they will fail miserably, losing yet another war, says Joestradamus. Feel free to bet on it.